Man, what is good, everybody? It's your guy RDK. I'm back. I'm out of retirement, and I got a banger for y'all today. Of course, I uploaded 3 videos already. I uploaded teams you should join at the start of the season, teams you should join after the draft because rosters changed up, and now the NBA trade deadline just happened last week, and now we got another roster update. Now we have teams you should join after the NBA trade deadline. Not much has changed, but these are my top 5 teams you should join for my career for each position. As you've seen at the beginning of the video, there is timestamps for the position you are interested in, so you don't have to listen to my voice the whole time and click and clack and find your way there. But if you find yourself listening right here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you are new. If this video helped you, leave a like and leave a comment. Ask me a question. I try my best to answer all of them, so hopefully I can answer your questions. But without further ado, let's get right into this, man. Point guard. So for our first team for point guard, the Milwaukee Bucks. Jrue Holiday is listed as a point guard, but in the NBA he does play shooting guard. That's just the way it is. I know what y'all are gonna say. Why you tell me point guard if Jrue Holiday is point guard on the Bucks? He plays shooting guard, and you can move him to shooting guard once you become starter on your MyCareer. So Bucks for point guard, they have Giannis. Obviously he's one of the best players in the game, 96 overall. Chris Middleton, he has an A+, or no, he has an A+ mid, an A3 ball. He can get it done for you. They didn't make much trades at the deadline, but actually they did get PJ Tucker. I forgot about him. They did get PJ Tucker, so I think he will be a great. So I think the Bucks need a point guard, someone that could come out there, help Giannis make plays. Our second team for point guard is Chicago Bulls. Obviously, they traded for Nikola Vucevic from the Magic. They got Thaddeus Young, Lauri Markkanen. Kobe White is their point guard. He's about 2, maybe 3 years into his rookie contract. He's not proven himself to be the point guard for this team. So I think a point guard for this team will be fun. I played point guard for them in my career, and I did have a lot of fun playing with Zach LaVine and Vucevic. So I think point guard for the Bulls will be definitely fun now that they got Vucevic. Third team for point guard, the Los Angeles Clippers. They obviously have Kawhi Leonard. They have Paul George. I'm not sure if they made any trades. Actually, they did for Rondo. Rondo, he's proven it. He's better to come off the bench, especially in the playoffs. Pat Bev's hurt, like always. Serge is hurt. But when you start your MyCareer, it's not going to matter. I think playing point guard for this team, you, Kawhi, and Paul George, plus you got Zubac at the center, it's going to be fun to play with this team. Great defensive team. So you guys know you're going to be able to lock down. You know you have help, because on some of these worst teams, when you feel like you're the only one playing defense out there, but when you play on this team, you really feel like your teammates have your back. Fourth team, one of my favorite teams to watch actually in the NBA this year, the New York Knicks. Julius Randle's a beast. I mean, come on now. We've all seen what he's done this year. RJ Barrett, he's listed at small forward. I think he's more of a shooting guard, 6'6", but he can't play the small forward. You know how it is. They got D Rose coming off the bench. Mitchell Robinson, he's locking stuff up in the paint. Nerlens Noel coming off the bench. They have a decent team, and I can see them going to the playoffs. Also, they have Obi Toppin. He hasn't done much in the NBA yet, but on 2K, they got him able to do some crazy dunks. So it would be fun to play with him. Run the point with Julius, and I think if I made a point guard again, I'd probably join the Knicks. Our last team for point guard, the Los Angeles Lakers. They need a point guard. They have Schroeder. He's obviously proven himself to be a 6-man. He comes off the bench. LeBron obviously can handle the rock and make plays for the team. But if you come here as a pure scoring point guard, like a Russell Westbrook type of build, obviously Russell Westbrook gets his assist. But Russell Westbrook going to drop 40 a night if he wanted to. Come out here, let LeBron set you up, get him some plays, help that man get his 5th ring. Shooting guard. Our first team for shooting guard is the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, they don't really have much. Seth comes off the bench. Ben Simmons does play point guard in MyCareer. He is 6'11". I don't think he's that tall actually though. I think he might be 6'9", 6'10". But the NBA always adds height to people. I think playing shooting guard here will be fun. You got Ben Simmons setting you up. Obviously, Seth Curry and everyone gets a lot of great looks for three because of Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons can't shoot himself, so I think a 3-point, a pure shooter and a nice mid-range in between game for a shooting guard, that would be a good build to come play for the 76ers with. Second team for the shooting guard is the Atlanta Hawks. Trey Young, you know what he does. He gets buckets. The Hawks have had a disappointing season, though. They do have Clint Capella, John Collins, Hunter. They have Gallinari. They just traded for Lou Will. And, they haven't done what they thought they was going to do this season. So, a shooting guard to come play. Pair up with Trey Young in the backcourt. I think it'll be fun to play with the Atlanta Hawks. Third team, the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, they got this man. He's way down here, LaMelo Ball. He is hurt. But he's not going to be hurt when you start your MyCareer. He's a lot of fun to play with, even in the game. You watch him play in real life, and he looks like he's a lot of fun to play with. But in the game, he's also a lot of fun to play with. So come play with him, bro. I'm telling you guys, I made a big man, and I play with him on the Hornets. And, dude, it's literally so fun. So team up, backcourt with LaMelo Ball. They do have Terry. He comes off the bench, though. Not in real life. I know he don't in the NBA, but the game, he can come off the bench. Graham, he can come off the bench. Come team up with LaMelo and build something here in Charlotte. Our fourth team for shooting guard is the Denver Nuggets. They got Jamal. They just traded away Gary Harris, though. They do have Aaron Gordon. They got Michael Porter Jr. He's more of a small forward. Obviously, they got Nikola. That would be a beautiful starting five with Murray, yourself, Porter Jr., Gordon, and then Jokic. And then Millsap, you got JaVale McGee coming off the bench. This team has endless depth. It would be great to come play with them. A shooting guard here, you would definitely fit in with what they're trying to do here in Denver. And our last team for shooting guard is the New Orleans Pelicans. You got Zion Williamson. You got Brandon Ingram. You got LaMelo Ball. But where's the shooting guard? Come play here. They got Bledsoe. Come on now. He's 6'1". What is he going to do at the shooting guard position? Not much. Lonzo, he's 6'6" point guard. Come here with like a 6'6", 6'7" point guard. And I'm telling y'all, it'll be a lot of fun. Zion, obviously, he's a lot of fun to play with. So I can't say much more than Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo Ball. Obviously, they got Steven Adams as well. Like, he's still pretty decent. Small forward. Our first team for small forward is my favorite team in the league, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Give my guy Colin Sexton and Jared Allen some help. I love Darius Garland. I love Colin. I love Jared Allen. I don't really care for Kevin Love because he's just robbing us from a lot of money. Our starting small forward, most of the time, is Cedi Osman. He's a 73 overall. Dean Wade plays better than him most of the time. We need a small forward. Come save this team. Please come save this team. Second team for small forward, the Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, they have John Morant. They have Valanciunas. Jaren Jackson Jr. still young. They didn't make much trades at the deadline, but they have a great core. They have a great team to build with. Obviously, John Morant, he's only 20 years old. You can come here and build this team up with him. Third team for small forward, the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if I have to say much about the Warriors. You know who's on their team. Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, James Wiseman. Kelly Oubre Jr., he's a bench player. I don't know why he's listed at shooting guard when he's small forward, power forward. But whatever, 2K. Klay Thompson, he's hurt. Obviously, he won't be on MyCareer. But they have Andrew Wiggins at their starting small forward, who's actually been playing good in the actual NBA as of late. But I still think that they could upgrade there. Wiggins could be moved, I guess, to off the bench, because if you move him to shooting guard, where are you going to put Clay? So I say Wiggins off the bench, Oubre off the bench. Starting small forward, you can come here and play with Golden State. It would be a lot of fun, obviously, playing with Steph Curry. Our fourth team for small forward is the Houston Rockets. They have John Wall. They had Oladipo. He got traded to the Heat. Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know if you guys are keeping an eye on him. He played for the Cavs, which is my favorite team in the league. The Cavs cut him, and the Rockets picked him up. And this dude has been playing like crazy. He is gonna be not one of the best players. I'm gonna say best scorers in the league though, before too long. Keep an eye on Kevin Porter Jr. He's a dog, dude. He can play basketball. They have John Wall, Christian Wood at the center. They need a small forward, I'd say. Maybe like an athletic build, but an athletic and a defensive build. But they can also play a little bit of defense. This team lacks a lot of defense, so I say get someone that could play some D and come down here and win something in Houston. Give this city something to cheer about after James Harden smashed out on them. Our last team for small forward, the Phoenix Suns. You've seen what they've done this year in the NBA. They've been going crazy. Chris Paul, Booker, yourself. I don't know who they would have at the power forward. Probably Frank Kaminsky. And then they would have DeAndre Ayton. He's a beast, honestly. He gets rebounds. He's a glass cleaner. You got Booker, he can score. Chris Paul, you know what he does. He's 35 years old, still doing his thing out here. Come play small forward for the Suns. You'll have a lot of fun. Plus, they have some cool unis, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to play. I honestly wouldn't mind playing like power forward for them either. Power forward. So our first team for the power forward is the Los Angeles Clippers. You've seen that I said they need a point guard. If you've seen, I don't know if you did. But they also could use a power forward. They have Kawhi at the small. Paul George is playing shooting guard. Sometimes Paul George might slide to the small forward and Kawhi to the power forward. But most of the time it's shooting guard, small forward. They could use a power forward to come in. Obviously, you know the Clippers. You know where they need help at. So I just say watch out for this team and power forward for them. That would be a lot of fun. Our second team for power forward is Charlotte Hornets. I've talked about them a lot, and obviously the guy down here at the bottom, LaMelo Ball, he's the main reason that anyone would want to come play for the Hornets. He gets his teammates involved. Gordon Hayward's another big step. He's really resurrected his game this season. He looks like he used to back when he played for the Jazz. So Gordon Hayward, they have Terry Rozier. They have a lot of people that can get stuff done. Devontae Graham coming off the bench, he can do his thing. Power forward, third team is the Dallas Mavericks. They have Luka. They have Porzingis. Porzingis hasn't played very well this season, but he has a game still. He's gonna get there. I think Luka plays point guard in MyCareer, so coming here at power forward. Wow, I didn't know they traded for JJ Redick. That's an extra added bonus right there. So power forward for this team, I think, would be a lot of fun, honestly. Power forward again for the Suns. As I said, small forward also. But power forward for the Suns, they have Frank Kaminsky, I think. Cameron Johnson might start at power forward. I think power forward for the Suns, obviously they have Chris Paul, Devin Booker. You can come here and build a big three. Even though you can actually build a big four because they have Ayton. So come here for the Suns, power forward. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Power forward, last team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have Karl-Anthony Towns, obviously. You and Towns can make, twin towers type of thing. Two paint beasts, just holding it down inside the paint, blocking shots, getting rebounds. And Karl-Anthony Towns, he's an inside-out player. He does everything he wants. You've seen what Anthony Edwards has done this season. I think he would be a lot of fun to play with as well. D'Angelo Russell's still there. You would have a nice starting five if you come play power forward for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Center, first team, the Charlotte Hornets. If you watched the whole video, I've mentioned the Hornets 3 times now. Obviously, the number one reason is LaMelo Ball. The way he plays the game is fun. It's enjoyable to watch. Come play with this team. Honestly, I play with my power forward on the Hornets, and playing with LaMelo Ball is just as fun as watching it in the NBA as playing with him in MyCareer. It's literally pretty fun. So I'd recommend any build to come play here. That's not a point guard. That way you can run with LaMelo at all times. Second team that needs a center, the Washington Wizards. They got Westbrook, Beal. Hachimura is actually a pretty decent player. These two, obviously, you know what they can do. If they had a decent center that can help score and just help do the same things that they can do, I'm telling you, it would be fun to come play with the Washington Wizards. I honestly am thinking about making a center build to put on the Wizards. So consider coming to the Wizards. It could be a lot of fun to play here. Our third team for the center is the Portland Trail Blazers. You have Dame CJ. Canner is the starter, I believe. As long as Nurkic might be the starter, actually. I don't know if he's hurt, though. Either way, they're about due for a center upgrade. Come here, help Dame reach that next level, bro. He's been doing it for so long. Yeah, he's not been able to get to the finals. You might be the reason that he gets there. So if you come help him out, you never know. Fourth team that could use a center, the Boston Celtics. They traded away Daniel Tice, who I believe was their starting center. Tristan Thompson, he's alright. He comes off the bench. He's a gritty player. He does, you know what them dirty players do. He gets down. He jumps on the floor. He dives on the ground. You know, they have Tatum. They have Brown. Kemba Walker's not living up to the hype, but he's still there. They just traded for Evan Fournier. He's not that good, but he's a decent player once he gets going. Celtics could definitely use a big man that can score, maybe with the outside shot as well to help space the floor. And our last team for center is the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not sure if Brook Lopez still starts. It's time to move on from him. He's been there 2 or 3 years now and hasn't done much. The Bucks are about due for a finals trip. They need one more extra piece, I think, to get there. And I think a center could really help them get to the next step and get to the NBA Finals. Now, if this video helped you, like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and stay tuned for more videos. Channel's getting a huge facelift, so a lot of things are going to be changing, and it's going to be fun. So stay tuned. You ain't going to want to miss out. Turn on the post notifications. And that's all I can say for now. I'm out.
Wave. I'm in it for keepsake. In the field with the cleat lace. Beat foot with the bare face and a slick tongue. That's what she say. She look good. She a big tease when she biting lip with the wink face. Hella bad when she throwing it back. She bring that my way for the team play. For Pete's sake, I'm above average. I padded my stats. I gotta matter what he say. I'm the 2010 LeBron James off the bat.